On the eve of the release of our national poll about the Republican field tomorrow, I want to talk generally in advance of that. We've never seen 17-candidate field. We've never seen a candidate quite like Trump, leading in a lot of national polls, doing very well in state polls. But some of the internals below that, favorable, unfavorable, ask people, would you ever consider voting for Trump? He's doing better in some ways, but still pretty bad for a frontrunner. Is it sustainable? Can he stay as a frontrunner, even if a lot of people say they'll never vote for him?
Well, a lot of people right now are saying they'll never vote for him, but that's true at this point in the race anytime. You get people with 30%, 20%, sometimes 40% winning the Iowa caucus. It doesn't really mean that that's how things are going to turn out in the end. There's a long road to go down. I think the trick is that can you sustain having a lead in the poll, but having almost half the people feeling unfavorably toward you? And I think that the answer is no. I mean, that you have to turn that around. And so if he does continue down this path, it will be because there are more people who are turned on to what it is that he's saying than are turned off.
And I know you, like the rest of us, have kind of basically become a amateur Trumpologist in the last couple months. You're studying a lot of numbers. What else strikes you, beyond the thing Mark just referred to, strikes you as unusual about where Trump stands currently in the polls?
Well, he's gotten where he's gotten by being very bold, very brash, and doing things that other candidates are choreographed to not do. And in fact, these things, it's not just that gaffes haven't hurt him, they have helped him. And I think what's unusual about this candidacy is that voters are able to put into context all of these things that he says. They've already been backstage with him. They sort of know this is who he is in his ordinary life. And so it fits into a context and it tells a story that is complete. With other candidates, when you don't know what they're really like, you sort of wonder about what's going on, and a gaffe is, when they're trying to correct it, can be fatal.
A mistake for an unknown candidate has a bigger impact than somebody people know.
Yes, absolutely.
So if Trump doesn't have Mr. Trump doesn't have a pollster, he likes to tell us, if you were Mr. Trump's pollster and he said, I want to go from 20 or so where I am in national polls up to 30, I don't want to lose the people I have now. Yeah. Can I get new people without alienating the people who already like me? What's your guess on that?
Well, my guess is he could. My guess is that the things that people like about him, and you and your focus group showed that there are a lot of things that people like. They like that he's a leader. They like that he's confident. They like that he's a deal doer. They like that he's run a complex organization and brought it out of bankruptcy a few times. So I think the more he tells that story and translates that in, what will that do for the country, then people begin to get a vision of what a Trump presidency would be like. Now, he's got to execute on that, obviously. But to me, there's a plan to be had.
And if you look at the numbers and you dig into them, where are the Achilles heels? Where are the weak points that kind of indicate how, if Trump is going to fall, how that would happen?
Well, I don't know if it's in the numbers, so this might be more common sense. I think Trump will kill Trump. It's hard to see him just sort of fading away. That doesn't strike me as what he'll do. So it will either be something from his past that will come to light. He's written so many books about his life, it's hard to think that that's going to happen, or something that happens in the future. My guess is that he could be more like Ross Perot and decide this just isn't for him the second time around when Ross Perot ran. There's some commonality there in the kind of characters that they are.